Parshat Teruma details for us the commandment to build the Mishkan, the very holy tabernacle, Vasuli Mikdash v'shachanti b'tocham, the commandment to build a special sanctuary for God to reside within it, as well as the different items that were found within the Mishkan. And we will note today that the order of the command of what to build is also of significance, not only the building itself. We begin off with the Aron, obviously the most important of the objects, the place where the holy tablets as well as other things were contained. And then it moves into the Shulchan, and then only afterwards into the menorah. When we take a look at the Shulchan, which we'll focus in on Mirz Hashem today, we're told you shall make a table of acacia wood, atzei shitin, 2 cubits its length, a cubit its width, and a cubit and a half its height. You shall cover it with pure gold, and you shall make for it a gold crown all around, and you shall make for it a molding of 1 handbreadth all around, and we know what was put on it was the lechem apanim, the 6 loaves of bread on each side, altogether 12 loaves of bread. And we know, as the art school points out in 2a, the table which was placed near the northern wall of the tabernacle's outer chamber had 12 specially baked loaves of showbread on it at all times, and 2 columns of 6 loaves each. They are baked on Friday and put on the table on the Shabbat, when the old loaves were removed and divided among the Kohanim. Like the ark, the table had a crown, the one symbolizing the crown of kingship. Just as the king's responsibility is to ensure the safety and prosperity of his country, the Jewish people would enjoy this prosperity because of the merit of the temple. We'll just add parenthetically here, it's interesting, there are some people who have a minhag to actually put 12 loaves of bread on their table to remind us of the lechem apanim. And this is why the Mefarshim explain that the shape of our breads, generally, right, not on Rosh Hashanah time, but generally, is in the shape of regular challah. It's a long challah, which is the shape of a vav, the letter vav. So 2 challahs, right? We have shtei alechem. 2 challahs is vav. Vav is the numerical value of 6. Vav plus vav equals 6 plus 6 equals 12. So having a long challah is not just this is some shape, but this is the normal shape of the challah, is to remind us of the letter Vav and to remind us of the 12 loaves of bread. Even more specifically than the Shulchan, I'd like to focus in on a pasuk that's found toward the end of Parshat Teruma, a pasuk that we don't really pay attention to. And it's this pasuk that I'd like to try to understand on 3 levels, and we'll preface our remarks with an introductory insight into the Mishkan in general. Pasuk tells us in Perek Kavav 26, Pasuk Lamed 34. You shall, source 3, you shall put the cover upon the ark of the testimonial tablets in the Holy of Holies. So after they commanded, right, we were commanded on how to build everything, then we were commanded on where to place everything in the Mishkan. So after the Aron is placed and the cover is placed, then the pasuk says, Pasuk Lamed Hey, you shall place the table outside the partition. So you have the Kodesh HaKodashim, which is where the Aron was, and then you're into the Kodesh, into the Holies, and you'll place the table outside the partition. So after the Parochet from the Kodesh HaKodashim, in the Kodesh, you place the table, and the menorah opposite the table on the south side. And then, wherever you place the table, the menorah should be on opposite the table on the south side of the tabernacle, and the table you shall place on the north side, which is interesting. Like if the table is going to be opposite the menorah, and they tell us the menorah is on the south side, so obviously the table is going to be on the north side. And why not just do us all a favor and tell us you shall place the table outside the partition on the north side, and the menorah opposite the table on the south side? Why do we have the placing of the table, the menorah opposite the table on the south side, and then we go back to the table once again, and you shall place the table on the north side? What's the significance of the order of this pasuk? It sounds like, a picayune detail, but nothing in Chumash is irrelevant, and we need to understand that. And by now, Hopefully, Mirz Hashem, with all our learning, we've come to learn this. As well as, in general, the Tiva Torah notes, Mevuar in source 4, Shiratzona Borehu, Shashulchan v'menorah kivyachol yistaklu zeh al zeh. The fact that the Chumash specifically says the menorah should be opposite the table, and it doesn't just say the menorah is on the south side and the table's on the north side, but it says it should be opposite. Obviously there's a lesson to be learned that they're facing each other, that they're looking at each other. That's why the menorah, and specifically it says the menorah is across from the shulchan, not the shulchan is across from the menorah. And we have to understand the pnima, kavanah pnimi, the inner mindset in the connection between both of them. And that's really what Mirz Hashem we're going to examine today.